So I just watched Rob Zombie's newest film, Three from Hell, which is a sequel to The Devil's Rejects. Rob Zombie is an interesting character to me. I love his music, but his movies are hit or miss. House of a Thousand Corpses was awful. The Devil's Rejects, however, was one of my favorite horror films of the 2000s. His Halloween films were interesting, but I wouldn't really call any of them good. The Haunted World of El Superbeasto was beautifully animated but incredibly annoying. I haven't seen The Lords of Salem, and 31 was just a fucking nightmare, and not in the way that Rob Zombie intended. So I was cautiously optimistic going into this film, not knowing what I was going to expect, and it was good. I thought it was a nice sequel to The Devil's Rejects. The cast did a pretty good job. Especially the new Reject member, Foxy Coltrane, played by Richard Brake, who was the Night King from Game of Thrones, apparently. I especially like how at the beginning Otis and Baby constantly shit on him for being the lamest reject, but by the end of the film, he proves himself to be a nice member to the team. Rob Zombie knows how to put great music into this film as well. Seriously, this movie has an incredible soundtrack. The cinematography is top-notch as well. I always found it kind of funny how Rob Zombie makes these trashy, grindhouse-style horror films, yet all of his movies are technically excellent. There are some pretty good kills in the film as well. Now on to the parts that I didn't like so much. The pacing. There are times where the film really drags and it's too long. The film runs at 2 hours and they could have cut some parts, especially the knife throwing scene, which I felt was pretty pointless. There's also some things you need to suspend your disbelief from, like, I get that no one can survive 22 gunshots in real life and this is just a movie, but you're telling me that none of the cops shot them in the head multiple times, especially considering how famous these murderers are? I mean, if I were a cop, I would have shot them 22 times in the face each to make sure they were dead, but whatever, it's a movie, so don't think about it too much. I also like that this film kept in tradition with the last film, in which good authority figures are shown doing bad things or have had a bad history. I like that it's not a pure good versus evil, and that's a nice thing that Zombie put into this film. For example, the main villain that the rejects have to fight is the son of Danny Trejo's character from the last film, and he's not a good guy either. I mean, the name of his army is, what was it, the Black Satans? So it's pretty much shitty person going up against slightly less shitty person, and I like that about this film. The comedy is what you've come to expect at this point. If you don't like Zombie's dark, edgy, vulgar humor, then this film isn't for you. Luckily, I'm a pretty dark, edgy, and vulgar degenerate myself, so I didn't really mind it all that much. I think Zombie should make one more film with the rejects. I mean, it's unfortunate that Sid Haig has passed away, and he was easily the best parts of the first two films, so, I mean, I like the new guy, he's pretty cool, but I think they should make one more film and then just kill them off, because I feel as though these characters have become a little bit too indestructible for my liking. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if Zombie made one more film to end the series. You notice it in the film too that Sid Haig was in poor health when they were filming, and I felt that Captain Spaulding got a good ending to his character. He'll always be one of my favorite horror movie clowns. He was excellent in these films and was easily the best part. Overall, I think Three from Hell is one of Rob Zombie's better, newer films. If you're already a fan of Zombie, you'll probably like it, and if you're not, this won't really do much for you. But I enjoyed it. Have a happy Halloween, and more reviews coming up soon.